If you're thinking about moving to Austin, Texas, you're probably asking yourself the #1 question we always get asked. Aaron, what is that question?
Barrett, who should I vote for?
No, that question is, where should I live? And when I get asked that question, one of the top 3 places I always think about is Georgetown. I'm not here to convince you that Georgetown is awesome, but we are gonna tell you everything you need to know about this North Austin suburb. But we're also gonna show you some of the best neighborhoods in Georgetown. We're also gonna take you inside some sweet houses. And look, you might love it or you might hate it. You get to decide. Let's get into it. All right, so before we take you out into the wild and before we show you some of these epic neighborhoods, I wanted to jump into my map here and just give you kind of a lay of the land of Georgetown in general. And before I do that, y'all, I've been doing YouTube for over 10 years. We just recently started a brand new channel, so please, it would do me a huge favor if you give us a subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, feed the YouTube algorithm gods, right? So here we are in Austin, and right now this little blue dot is where I am. We're kind of in downtown Austin, and Georgetown is way up here to the north, okay? So you can see, if you take I-35, which literally I'm looking out my office window right now and I'm looking at I-35. If you were to take I-35 north straight out of Austin, you'll first pass Pflugerville, then Round Rock, and then bam, Georgetown is kind of the northernmost suburb of Austin, so to speak. Okay, now let's talk about commute times. So if you're living in Georgetown and you have to commute to downtown Austin, let's see how long it'll take. So I'm just gonna map us here from Georgetown to downtown Austin, and let's say we were departing at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday, right? It's gonna take 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. I would go ahead and plan on an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. And that actually brings up a really good point. So I think if you're living in Georgetown and you're having to commute in and out of Austin every single day, you're gonna be absolutely miserable unless you just love sitting in the car all the time. But if you work a remote job, or I don't know, you work unorthodox business hours and you can kind of work around traffic, then Georgetown might be a great place for you to live, because Georgetown itself is awesome, as you're gonna see, and it is close enough if you don't have to deal with traffic. It's close enough to Austin where you can enjoy a lot of the benefits, amenities, and features of Austin. Okay, now let's zoom into Georgetown a bit and let's just talk about some of the main roads and just, again, kind of give you a little bit of a lay of the land. Now, one thing that I have to mention is that the population of Georgetown right now is about 96,000 people. So again, just like Round Rock, we did a video about recently, Georgetown is its own kind of large Texas city in its own right. And I would even say, more than any other Austin suburb, so to speak, Georgetown people will be offended if I say Georgetown is an Austin suburb, but it is. More than any other Austin suburb though, Georgetown really has its own thing going on. It has its own identity. People who live in Georgetown see themselves as living in Georgetown. They're never gonna say, oh, I live in Austin. What part of Austin? Georgetown. That's never a conversation you're gonna hear. All right, so you're more or less looking at the greater Georgetown area here on my map. And like I mentioned, I-35 runs straight north-south right through the middle of Georgetown. Another road that you're gonna wanna know about is 130. And 130 is a toll road that kind of goes around I-35 all the way down into South Austin. And so it's a road that a lot of people in Georgetown, Round Rock, Pflugerville, they use it to get around the insane I-35 traffic, because I say it all the time, but I'm pretty sure I-35 was invented by the devil. All right. Now, another road that you're going to want to know about in Georgetown is 29. A lot of people in Georgetown will kind of refer to things as either north or south of 29. Again, it's just a road that goes right through the middle of downtown Georgetown. 2 more roads you got to know about are 195, which is, in my opinion, kind of the northernmost boundary of Georgetown. And then you've got Ronald Reagan Boulevard, which in my mind goes north-south on the edge of Georgetown, but as I'm looking at it, it kind of just does a little half loop here. And then it keeps going all the way down here. And so a lot of really, really big newer neighborhoods are all up and down Ronald Reagan Boulevard. Now, a couple features about Georgetown that you need to know about. First is Lake Georgetown. There's all kinds of trailheads and parks all in and around Lake Georgetown. I guess there's no parks in the lake, but around the lake. We're gonna get into that here later in this video. We have some stunning things to show you. And then kind of running right out of the lake is the San Gabriel River. And actually, it kind of, I think it runs into the lake actually. And right around here, there's actually a middle fork and a south fork of the San Gabriel River. But the San Gabriel River also runs right through downtown Georgetown. There are also lots of trails, parks. It's very, very scenic. It's super beautiful. Now, let's zoom in a little bit to kind of downtown Georgetown. I want to show you something cool. So this is that road right here, 29, I told you, that runs right through downtown. North of 29 is all that, like the courthouse, the town square, a lot of that just awesome small town Texas downtown stuff. And then right south of downtown, these are neighborhoods that are really old. So I'm just gonna do like a random street view and let's see, sorry if this makes me look like a huge idiot. Oh no, look, perfect. This is like old school downtown, like small town Texas bungalows, old houses built in like the late 1800s, early 1900s. And the reason I think you should know that is that you need to know right here around downtown is like really old historic neighborhoods. And then pretty much anywhere you go outside of that, you're gonna find more modern, more contemporary new construction. Now, there are a couple neighborhoods like right here south of the San Gabriel River where you've got some neighborhoods in kind of the 70s, 80s, 90s, but other than that, it's almost all kind of newer master plan communities. And we're gonna show you some of all of that stuff later here in the video. One last thing, we always have to do an HEB check. So let's do HEB Georgetown, Texas. HEB is an amazing grocery store. You're essentially gonna have, let's say, 4 options to choose from. First, there's an HEB just west of I-35 here, right at I-35 and 29, so like really central. Up here, you've got kind of a newer HEB up here, like in the very north edge of town, just north of the lake. Over here off of Ronald Reagan, you've got a brand new HEB, which I've heard has its own zip code. And then right over here, like in the very northern part of Round Rock, you've got another HEB, which a lot of people who live in the south of Georgetown, they just use the North Round Rock HEB. Aaron and I were right here, smack in the middle of downtown Georgetown, and it is this awesome, quintessential, historic Texas downtown. We're right in front of the courthouse right now, and all around us are all these boutique shops, bars, coffee shops, restaurants, clothing stores. Like, Aaron, how freaking cute is this?
It's extremely cute.
It is so cute. We actually just stopped into Lamppost Coffee. I got a cappuccino with a little bit of chocolate in it. That's my order. It was one of the best cappuccinos I've ever had in my entire life. And the word that just keeps coming to us is boutique. So obviously this courthouse is super old. There's this little like architectural feature over there. It looks like it's in Moscow or something. I don't know, it looks really cool. All these buildings, like you can see that building right there was built in 1902, but it just feels very historic, really old, but people really take care of stuff down here. So several years ago when our kids were tiny little bitties, they were little bitties, my wife and I came here with them to the like Georgetown Christmas Carnival Fair. So it's something that they have every year right here in the downtown square. And there is a lot of music, food, stuff for the kids to do. And it was just so epic. And I actually remember we got back in the car and all of our kids were like, Mom, Dad, can we move here to Georgetown? This is awesome. Now, 2 places that I have to mention that are very close to my heart are El Monumento and Monument Cafe. We're right here at El Monumento. They're not gonna open up for another couple hours. However, it's a great place to grab some Mexican food and their margaritas are incredible. I would honestly say this is probably one of my top 3 favorite restaurants, like literally anywhere that I've ever been to. And then right down the street is Monument Cafe, and you may have guessed they're owned by the same kind of restaurant group. And Monument Cafe is a great place where you can just grab a really great breakfast, brunch. They got a cool little kind of local market connected to it. Just really, really cool spots right here in the middle of Georgetown. Now we're gonna go a little bit outside of downtown. So what do people actually like to do in Georgetown? Well, one of the main things that people like to do here is to be outside. So there's a lot of trails, lakes, rivers, things like that. And we're actually right here, right on the edge of Lake Georgetown. And so Lake Georgetown is this massive lake right in town. And I've been out here a ton and I love it. It's a very hill country lake. There's lots of great terrain around here. It's very, very peaceful. There's a guy windsurfing over here, a guy boating a little bit down the way, and they actually have a giant hiking and biking trail all the way around the lake. I think it's like 25, 26 miles. My wife actually takes our sons every year. My wife used to be like a wilderness backcountry guide, and they come out here and they hike the trail for 3 days. And so they do kind of primitive camping out here for 2 nights. And it is something that they look forward to every single year. But people actually come from all around Central Texas to this lake. And it's a huge attraction in Georgetown. The people of Georgetown, I feel like, are also a pretty big feature of this place. Personally, I feel like the people here are pretty awesome. You're gonna find a lot of kind of good old boy, down home Texas people here. It's very conservative. I mean, obviously with the explosive kind of growth of Austin over the last several years, it is a little bit more mixed politically than it has been in history, but it's definitely a lot more conservative than like the city of Austin. But we've given you a lay of the land, we've shown you downtown, and we've shown you kind of some nature and some things that people do here, but where do people actually live here? I'm so glad you asked. Let's hop into a neighborhood right now. So the first neighborhood we wanted to show you today is called Cimarron Hills. And I would say Cimarron Hills is kind of I'd call it an aspirational neighborhood in Georgetown. We were just driving around, y'all. It is freaking gorgeous here. So this is a country club community for sure. Do you agree with that, Aaron?
It totally is.
Yes. So they got a golf course. I think it was designed by Jack Nicklaus. No, I actually do. That's real.
Oh, is that facts?
That's
I
facts.
didn't know what that is. I thought it was like
You don't know who Jack Nicklaus is?
I thought it was like the Michael Bay of like home builders.
No, he's like the he's like the Michael Jordan of golf. Whatever. Anyway, it was designed by Jack Nicklaus. There's a restaurant, a spa, like all sorts of amenities in here, a resort style pool. It is absolutely absurd. This neighborhood actually started in the early 2000s, and there are some boutique kind of one-off builders who are still building in this neighborhood. As we were driving around, we saw plenty of new construction happening, but it feels very much like an established neighborhood. Lots of established trees. There are people from like young families all the way to retirees who live here. And what you're gonna find in Cimarron Hills are big lots with big homes on them. So the average home here is about 3,500 to 4,000 square feet. And the average price point here is kind of anywhere from $1 million to $1.4 million. There are homes that are a little bit cheaper, and you can get homes for $3 million here, but typical price point is about 1 to 1.4 million. Now, the second neighborhood we wanted to show you is called Berry Creek. And in my opinion, Berry Creek is very similar to Cimarron Hills, but it's like a little bit more scaled back. So it's still a country club community. They've got a great golf course here, tennis courts, pools, the whole nine. This neighborhood was started in kind of the late 90s. And just like Cimarron Hills, Berry Creek, a lot of the homes you're gonna see, we'll show you some pictures, but you're gonna have great, big, generous size lots. The average square footage of a home here is somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 square feet. You can get bigger, you can get a little smaller, but that's the typical size. But it's way more affordable than Cimarron Hills. So the typical home in this neighborhood is gonna run you around $550,000 to $650,000. And out here, we're a little bit more off the beaten path. So this is one of like the most northern neighborhoods in Georgetown that you're gonna find. And this is a very family-friendly neighborhood. Just even as we were driving around this afternoon, I mean, we saw multiple people running with their kids following them on their bikes behind them. And what I found is that the people, the residents of Berry Creek absolutely love it here. So if any of this sounds interesting to you and you wanna know more about these neighborhoods, do not be shy. Give me a shout, give me a call, text, email, and we got a whole list of houses that are for sale in Cimarron Hills as well as Berry Creek. All right, so those were kind of two premier, kind of older Georgetown neighborhoods. And before we take you into a couple of brand new neighborhoods, I wanted to talk to you for a minute about the schools. So as you guys know, I love greatschools.org and niche.com. You should totally go to those websites and do some of your own school research. But I went ahead and pulled up niche.com on my screen here and wanted to jump into it. So niche.com gives Georgetown ISD, the school district there, a B+ overall. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you anything that niche.com gives below an A- is not awesome. So I would say in general, the schools in Georgetown are kind of mid, but whenever you ask actual parents, I've asked actual clients, I've done research on the internet, like, hey, what do y'all think about Georgetown schools? It's really kind of a mixed bag. You've got parents who are like, they totally suck and my kids get bullied and there's all this crazy stuff that happens in their classes. But then you also have people who are like, what? Those people are insane. Like, just learn how to be good parents and these schools are incredible. Like, people who have been like, I went to Georgetown schools recently and they were amazing. So at some level, it is what you make it. But you need to know that niche.com gives it a B+. But I did ask one of our clients who lives currently on the west side of Georgetown how schools were. And she was just like, honestly, they're pretty good. By the time our kids go to high school, there's supposed to be a brand new high school. So like, we'll see what happens. And that's so common in these Austin suburbs that have really exploded in growth over the last several years. The schools are literally changing grades on niche.com every year, sometimes every quarter, because there are all these new neighborhoods, this influx of parents, this influx of new kids. So it's something that you have to keep in mind. One thing that I always like to look at is the school's map. And so right here, this little jigsaw puzzle, this is Georgetown. And you can see right here, it honestly doesn't look great. You've got B+ elementary school, B-, B+, there's even a C+, C+ over here on the eastern side, B- on the eastern side. And what's interesting is oftentimes in the Austin area, what you see is schools on the western side of I-35 are awesome. Schools on the east side of I-35 are not that great right now. But in Georgetown, it's a little bit more mixed. I mean, there are more C's on the eastern side than on the western side, but still there's only one middle school that's even graded an A or higher. Now, in my mind, there are two things that you can do to avoid going to a not so great school in Georgetown. The first is, in Georgetown, there's kind of a robust charter and private school system. So let us know if that's something that you want to research and we can definitely help you out. The second thing is to get in touch with us. If you tell us a couple things that you like and a couple things that you don't like, you tell us that schools are really important for your kids, tell us what grades they're going into, and we can point you to the neighborhoods that have the best schools in Georgetown. But at the end of the day, the verdict on schools in Georgetown is it's kind of a mixed bag. Let's get you into some more neighborhoods. All right, now we're at our third neighborhood, and I'm telling you, Aaron and I, we have got a treat for you. This is a neighborhood that I've been hearing a lot about over the last couple of years. I actually think my team has helped a couple people move into this neighborhood, and I have always wanted to come out here. We are right next to the San Gabriel River. Some of my absolute favorite builders are building here, and actually one of them has a model right behind me. Aaron, shall we check it out?
Let's do this thing.
Let's go. Before we go in, I'm gonna tell you, the base price of this home is about $650,000, and I think there are $3 billion of upgrades in this house. No, I'm just kidding. There are about $250,000 of upgrades in here. It's pretty freaking awesome. Let's see. All right, so we got 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. There is a study down here. This would be like an ideal office for me. Oh my gosh, it's right off the front door, great light. And then right over here is the builder's sales office. Normally this would be the 3-car garage. You got a little kind of mudroom area here. So like I said, it's 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. All right, so right in here is the dining area. You can see it's pretty open to the living room and kitchen. Again, one of the things I love about this particular builder is they have super high ceilings and great natural light. Every time I see one of their homes, I am just like struck. All right, so let's get you into the heart of the home here, the kitchen. So you can see standard here, we've got these double ovens, fridge, pantry check. pantry check, y'all. Okay, not the biggest pantry ever, but it is a corner pantry, so that definitely gives you some more space, so I'll let it slide. Great big island here with the sink, the island sink right here in the middle. Oh, did you see that shit in my head? Aaron just
falling apart.
Moving on. Okay, so we got this gas range top here, dishwasher, and then another open. This is honestly kind of a breakfast area, but this is a huge jumbo breakfast area. Like literally, this is just like a second dining area. Okay, I'm gonna take you over here now. Let's check out the outside. So we've got a huge covered back patio here. And this builder offers a 60-foot plan as well as a 50-foot plan. And all that means is the size of the lot from that fence to the imaginary fence that should be right there is 60 feet wide. All right, let's see, but man, what a beautiful patio.
Do you have a concussion?
Maybe. Am I making any sense right now? Okay, now let's check out the master. So dude, check out these freaking ceilings. Like, this is crazy. Y'all, I'm like 6.5 feet tall, and like, I can't even come close to touching these. How tall do you think these ceilings are?
At least 5 feet.
12. I would say these are probably like 13, maybe 13-foot ceilings.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Epic. And then check it out right here. You got this like sliding door with like the frosted glass. So the, you know, the backyard neighbors can't see you get necky for your shower or whatever. All right, then, and here you got this huge walk-in shower. This is pretty epic. And right here you got this standalone tub. And I will tell you, my wife and I, we renovated our house. It took us about 1.5 years. We had to move out of our house, and then we just moved in about a year ago. We sprung for the standalone tub, and I'm so glad that we did. And before you get a standalone tub, you really want to make sure you can fit in it. And I can fit in this one. So if I can fit in it, you can fit in it too, guaranteed. All right, so you got the double vanities here, linens. Ooh, look at this master closet action going on. All right, and ooh, in here we've got the laundry area, which goes back to the front of the house.
Insane.
There's one thing I forgot to mention. So, hey, how's it going? All right, so we're back at the front. One thing I forgot to do is show you, if we hang a left right here, you have the guest half bath going on right in here. Laundry room, which leads to the master closet. And then you've got the first guest room right here, which has its own ensuite bathroom. And like I said, one thing that I love about this particular builder is that they do really big windows on 2 sides of the room whenever possible. An ensuite bathroom just means there is a full bathroom connected to this room. So your guests will have their own full bathroom. So most homes in this neighborhood range anywhere, base prices of the homes range anywhere from like, honestly, the 400s to the mid 600s. So this plan right here with its upgrades is gonna be definitely on the higher end of what's available in this neighborhood. All right, so you got the game room here, ping pong table, I love it. And then you've got a dedicated media room, which is sweet.
It's dark in here.
Dude, it's dark in here, but honestly, one of the things that I really like about this, in a lot of media rooms, you don't have any windows, and it's like you kind of have to use it as a media room. Mm-hmm. However, with this one, you could use it as a guest bedroom, you could use it as an office, which you could totally do since there are windows in here. But if you wanted to, you could get some tiny little blackout curtains, and this is a great, super dark media room. All right, let's keep it moving here. Now let's go here. So you got 2 bedrooms up here. First bedroom, this is like for a kid, for a guest, not the biggest room I've ever seen, but I mean, you could put a full-size bed. You could fit a queen in here, no problem. Closet over there, but you've got this kind of Jack and Jill style bathroom. So there's a sink here. You've got another sink right here. So if guests were coming through here, they could use this sink and the toilet without having to go through someone's bedroom. And then right over here is the 4th bedroom. Again, kids bedroom, guest bedroom, whatever you want to use it for. All right, so that's been neighborhood number 3. And if you see this house and you're like, Barrett, I'm a looking and I'm a liking. The easiest way to get access to these homes is to call me, text me, email me, hit the link in the video description. We make it way too convenient. That is my phone number right there. We are at neighborhood number 4, and so this time we're on the eastern side of Georgetown, and this neighborhood is just getting started, so they're gonna do 3 phases of the neighborhood. We're in phase 1 right now, which honestly, as far as I can see, I don't even see one home apart from the models behind me that are completed. So we're really excited to get you in. We're really excited to show you this model right behind me. This neighborhood has homes that start at $318,000. And as far as I can see, the most expensive home here is almost $450,000, which is actually like kind of nuts. I don't normally do this. I have actually never seen this home before. So you are going to experience it with me as I see it for the first time. All right, so here we go. I'm pretty sure it's a 4-bedroom, but let's see. It's a 2-story, it's 2,410 square feet. I know that. So right here, we've got the half bath. Definitely make sure you shut these when you're using the bathroom, because you don't want to be doing the business here. And like, you never want to make eye contact with someone when you're like doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? So we got big, open kitchen, living, dining here. I don't really know what to say about this apart from the fact that it's very open. This kitchen is honestly pretty baller. And for the price, which I'll tell you what it is here in just a second, I was not expecting a kitchen of this level. So take it in with me. I think this is one of those like induction stoves. Do you know what an induction stove is?
No clue.
Yeah, I'm not gonna explain it right now. Just, it might be an induction. Let's see, we got the fridge here, and over here we've got the pantry. And I'm guessing on the other side of the living room here, we've got the master bedroom. Yep. So master bedroom here, you can see they've got a king size bed. Plenty of space in here for a California king. Shaquille O'Neal could put his bed in here and he would not have a problem at all. Master closet. I don't know if this is like a his and hers situation or if that is the only master closet. If it is, it's a big enough closet. Yeah, so it is. So in here, you've got the kind of compact double vanity here, garden tub, walk-in shower. You know what that is?
Toilet.
That's called a commode.
Whoa.
That right there is a commode, boy.
We're getting fancy.
Yeah. Right here, the back of the house, you got the back door out to the backyard. So, I mean, you can see out here, like as far as you can see, there is construction going on.
It's crazy.
And one thing that's really crazy about this neighborhood too is that a lot of people are really hesitant to buy in brand new communities like this that aren't at all built out yet because they're afraid there's going to be like apartment buildings that are built all around them or like commercial space all around them. But all around this neighborhood is a neighborhood called Vizcaya. And so it's already built out. So that's not going to happen here. So you can at least feel pretty secure in that. Also, the sales agent next door was telling us we're 1 mile away from Texas State University, like one of the Texas State University campuses. Austin Community College. What else did they say? Baylor Scott and White Hospital Complex. There is an H-E-B, which is the best grocery store ever. I think I've already talked about that on this video. Best grocery store ever within 5 minutes. So lots of convenience. Here's the game room. They have it set up like a funny, like dueling office situation here. I probably would not do this. But normally people would put a TV right here with some sort of sectional couch. You know, speaking of amenities, they've got, they will have a pickleball court, basketball court, play field, trails, a park.
Okay.
They're gonna have a lot of great amenities here whenever they're a little bit more built out. All right, and then over here, we've got the first kind of guest room, kids room, closet in here. All right, another kids room, guest room, really good sized room, actually. And then in here, we've got the guest, again, kids bathroom, double vanities. And then, oh, I see. I literally didn't even see this game room over here when we walked up. I just looked at this. So I think this is supposed to be like kind of a study area, study center.
I see.
And then right here, this is the game room. Literally, did you see this when we walked up?
No, I didn't really notice it actually.
I didn't notice it at all. Okay, this is the game room. So Aaron, don't worry. This is where you can play Pokemon.
Yeah.
You'll play Pokemon right here.
Yeah, I might.
Or Minecraft,
Rocket League.
Rocket League. Okay, another bathroom right over here for the guests. And then this is like actually a really nice sized room. Holy moly, look at this.
This is huge.
Great lighting in here. I love when there's windows on two sides of the room. So, okay, so what do we say? There's a master and then 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. So there's 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. This is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath home, 2-car garage, 2-story. The base price of this home is gonna be $405,000. $405,000 for a home just like this, a great big family house right in the middle of Georgetown. And again, if you want access to this builder, like all the inventory that this builder has to offer, do not hesitate. Hit that link in my video description. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and we will hook you up. So that was Georgetown. And if you liked that, you really need to check out our video about Round Rock. Are we good? Are we good? Aaron, do you read me? Are we good? 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 Can you hear me? Are we good?